Hi, I'm Janet, the plant-powered peddler, and I am at 28 days out on this juicing feast. So
Wow.
for 4 weeks, I've been doing this juicing, I set out to do it for a day, maybe 3 days, and now I'm 28 days in, and 12 more days, and I'll have the whole 40-day juice fast. So we'll see. I just keep doing it a day at a time. But I've been kind of hankering for my ginger pumpkin soup. So I thought, well, I'll make a ginger pumpkin juice. And I have butternut squash already frozen. And Lissa freezes it so that it softens up. Hi, Louise. Good to see you. So I'm going to do it with butternut squash. And I just switched out some of the ingredients that she used, like she uses dates, and I'm going to use apple to sweeten it. And so we'll see. It's an experiment. I'm going to see if it'll turn out. So, Louise, I've been juicing for 28 days.
I know. And I couldn't wait to get on. Every time I see your post, I'm like, what? 23 days, 25 days? Amazing.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to heal my skin breakout, and it's continuing to fade.
Wow.
So hopefully within 12 days, although I'm sure when I go back to just eating raw, it'll keep on healing. But I wanted to really give it a go and see what would happen. I just love experimenting with these things.
Janet,
So,
what juicer do you use? I'm always amazed because I use a juicer, but I can never produce as much as I see you making.
well, this is the Nama J2.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah. So it makes, it, if I fill it up, it pretty much makes a quart of whatever it is I'm doing. I think the green juices, it takes a little bit more. But with the fruit, if I fill it up, it'll make a quart. So I'm going to start with this butternut squash. I'm going to add, actually, I added cilantro in because you got to have cilantro, right? And you put the lighter stuff in first, because then the heavier stuff will push it down. You're unmuted, Tracy.
Janet, where did you get this recipe?
The ginger pumpkin soup is one of Alyssa's raw food romance recipes.
Okay.
So, and I really like it. Okay, that was not an onion, but the little one. What's the little one called? Not a scallion. Shallot. Shallot, yeah. And then I've got some ginger. And I never know whether to show it in this camera or this camera. I'll do it this one because it's bigger. Ginger, turmeric. I got some heirloom tomatoes from Trader Joe's. I'm sticking those in. Garlic. I've been putting garlic in everything. I don't know why the juicing people say don't use a lot of garlic, but I don't like it if it doesn't have garlic in it. And then I'll put the rest of this apple. So this is not going to make a quart, Louise. This will just make a glass because it's just not that much. And then a little bit of habanero.
Great,
I
great.
gotta have my kick. All right, turn it around and see what happens. Oh, I need a screen. So I can't say it's been fun, but I'm just really curious. Some people say they don't really start feeling better till 30 days in. So I've got 2 more days till 30 days. But it's highly variable. Some days I wake up and I have energy, and other days I wake up and, well, usually I have energy in the morning, but then like I just laid down and took a nap before this. So I just vary through the day, and I just try to listen to my body and take care of myself best as I can. At first I didn't. At first I kept trying to work out the way I always do and walk tons of mileage, and I really wore myself out. So now I'm behaving better. Okay, well, that's not grading very well, is it?
Janet, do you have a favorite juice that you've had?
I love the green juice. It's so, there's this fellow, Luke Corona. He came up with the lemon ginger blast. So I started with that one. But he doesn't use any garlic for some reason. I'm gonna have to find out from one of the coaches why they don't use garlic. I keep forgetting to ask him, maybe because I don't want to know.
I've never used garlic in any of my juices. Interesting.
I just really like it. But have you heard of his lemon ginger blast?
No.
It's a bunch of cilantro, a bunch of parsley, a handful of mint, a couple handfuls of spinach, or kale, black kale, 3 inches of ginger, 3 inches of turmeric, a couple of apples, a cucumber, and he uses a whole habanero.
Wow.
And because I'm drinking 3 of them a day, I kind of take a bunch of cilantro and I split it into thirds and a bunch of parsley, split that into thirds. I kind of split it all into thirds. I use 1 apple now, and I make 3 quarts of it a day, and I put garlic in it. And I actually have other stuff that I use too, like I put some green cabbage in today. I love putting these heirloom tomatoes in. Bell pepper I'll put in it. I just put all kinds of stuff in it. Just delicious. And then I do a quart of pineapple juice a day, which is a whole pineapple. I do a quart of orange juice, and a quart of grapefruit. So that we're supposed to use the astringent juices to clean our guts. Control is wrapping itself around here. Oh, it smells so good, just even open up the machine. So in the recipe, there's some spices, and I figured I'd put a little bit of spice in the actual juice.
Janet, do you have any cravings, any particular cravings at this point?
You know, not really. I mean, Stephen cooks all his food, and I just love smelling his cooked food. But the juices are so satisfying. Whenever I get hungry, I just grab out another glass of juice. And I don't get through all the juice by the end of the day. I know I'm supposed to, but one day I tried to force it, and it really felt uncomfortable. So I thought, I'm just gonna drink what I can drink. And what I like to do is then if I get real hungry in the night, I just get up and drink a little juice. And first thing in the morning, I go ahead and I drink up the remainder of what I've got done. I got to disappear for a second. So you can't hear me when I leave?
No,
My mic doesn't carry. Okay. Well, that was a bathroom emergency because I still don't have anything really solid coming. I'd be curious if anybody else juiced, what would happen to them. I'd really, really like to know. Because I think, I'll go ahead and talk about what I feel is going on. Oh, another thing I did was I joined the Raw Vegan Hero Facebook page. And that has been really helpful. That I don't know if I would have kept on going, but they're also supportive and a lot of people are doing it. Everybody's in a different day of the fast, although January 1st, they're going to start a big group juice fast or juice feast.
Janet, what
Maybe more.
What did you say you have? You have a glass of pineapple, a glass of grapefruit, and a glass of what each day?
A quart of pineapple,
Yeah.
quart of grapefruit, and a quart of orange juice, all astringent fruits.
Okay.
So this is the juice. So let me just taste it before I add anything. Yum. Oh man. I don't think I'm going to add anything. That is pretty darn good. Boy, it's so cool. You know, you take a recipe and just take a smoothie and make it into a juice, or a soup and make it into a juice. Huh. Yeah. Boy. So the things that I could add is a little bit of pepper, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, and a little bit of clove. But I don't think I'm gonna. I think it's just perfect, just the way it is. So one of the things that's happened is I dropped down to like 105 pounds. So, you know, I figure some winter squash will give me a few more calories than what I've been getting. The greens aren't real high in calories. I think we figured it out last week, didn't we? And they were like 300 and some per quart. And the fruit was, I think, between 400 and 500 per quart. But you know, you sure drink plenty. I mean, you can do, he says, drink 8 quarts a day if you're hungry, but it's all I can do to get 6 quarts in. And I'll put it right back on when I start eating. It's only 12 days left now, so I'm not too concerned,
How much did you
but I
lose?
don't mind.
How much weight did you lose?
I think I was around 111 when I started, and then so 6 pounds. But I don't have that much to lose. I mean, I'm already skinny, so 105 is pretty light when you're almost 5'5".
Yes, you have no fat on you. There's no fat.
No,
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
no fat.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, but I mean, even for me, I'm feeling a little bit skinny. So, but I'm really, really enjoying the juice. So have you juice fasted, Louise?
No, I've done water fasting at True North, and I did juice just for 2 days as part of the water fast. But no, never extended. But I did a 10-day water fast.
See, I only lasted 5 days with the at True North with the water fast. And there I went down to 105. But without food, I couldn't even hardly get out of bed. So
You
I
know,
went ahead and stopped.
well, everybody is different and every fast is different. So I've gone 3 times and they're all different.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm intrigued because I do want to do something, and I think it might be what you're doing. It just might.
This, you know, compared to the water fast, of course, I'm doing much longer. I mean, 28 days, and I think I can do the 40.
Wow.
Whereas the water fast, yeah, 5 days, and I was like, oh gosh, I can't even get down the stairs anymore. You know, they have to carry me down the stairs. So maybe if I would have waited, I would have, you know, gotten through that. But by the 5th day, I was pretty. I thought, you know, I don't need to be a hero. It's my first one, and
Yeah.
I just figured I'd go ahead and start I went on broth. I was going to wait until Steven did it with me, my husband. And he lasted 1 more day. But I went on broth. I figured I'll just do broth until he, you know, till we can both refeed. And then he said, the next day he said, you know, I've had enough. So we went ahead and started with the juice. So anyway, that's all I had today.
Really appreciate you share.
Yeah.
So I usually just take a pineapple, an apple, and then some greens and some ginger, maybe turmeric if I have it in the juicer. But I never get like giant amounts like you do. Maybe I'm just not packing it enough.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, the regular one uses a whole bunch of cilantro, a whole bunch of parsley,
Mm,
a handful of mint, and 2 handfuls of spinach and cucumber, and not just an inch of ginger, but 3 inches of ginger and
yeah.
three. He really packs it. But I find even with a breaking it into thirds. Of course, I when I add cabbage and a bell pepper and a heirloom tomato. I mean, it just fills it right back with
Mm.
with other vegetables. And he wants us to drink the 3 quarts of green juice first, and have that done by noon, and then do the fruit juices the rest of the afternoon. So
That's terrific.
Is his
yeah,
name Shane Sterling?
yeah. He's an interesting character. You can watch him on Jillian Berry. Jillian is spelled Gillian, and he's been
That's
doing this a long time, since he was young, and maybe even a teenager. And now he's 50, 51. He doesn't look it. I mean, he looks like he's in his 30s.
Does he only juice? Does he only have juice, Janet? Or
He's
does
no,
he
he just
also
eats
eat?
raw food. And
Oh,
actually,
okay.
I mean, the main thing with the juice feasting is he thinks it'll remove mucoid plaque. Have you ever seen any of that come out, Louise? Yeah, I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything solid. I mean, even since the day one, I seem to be, kind of peeing out my butt. Although it's not urine, it's just for some reason, without the fiber, my microbiome, it just isn't able to form anything. It gets a little bit more solid when I'm on the clay. That's another thing, Louise. We do this bentonite clay and psyllium husk powder, or even whole psyllium husk, and that's to scrape the sides of the colon, to clean it, to cleanse it, and get anything possible in there. And people have said they get mucoid plaque, which is like a black, rubbery, old looking toxin, excrement, that kind of thing. And apparently it gets stuck up in the small intestine, where colonoscopies can't even get to.
But
So
I wonder, Janet, if you don't have it or I don't have it because we already were eating so clean. You know what I mean? That might be true for people eating, crappy
yeah,
diets.
yeah. And also they say they get rid of parasites. Well, uh, Jillian, who is already raw, she said she had lots and lots of parasites come out,
Ugh.
but I haven't seen any evidence of that
Wow.
in mine. So I think Louise, I'm pretty clean. So we'll see. I've got one more cleanse with the clay and the husk powder, because you do it 5 days, 6 days on, then you take 5 days off, and then you do 6 days on and 5 days off. So I'll be starting up again. I think Wednesday I start up on day one again. And I actually got some liquid, this bentonite clay. So I'm going to try this. And you take a tablespoon of this instead of a teaspoon. And it's a progressive thing. So the first day you take a teaspoon of each of the husk and the clay 3 times a day. No, once a day. And then the next day you do it twice a day. And then the next day you do it 3 times a day. And then the next day you do 2 teaspoons of each the first time, and then a teaspoon of each the second and third. And then the next day, 2 teaspoons of each twice, and then one. And then the last day you do 2 teaspoons of each 3 times a day. So, and then I see the clay and the psyllium husk powder come out. I'll show you. This is what I got the first time with the clay. And, it's a powdery thing, just like the husk powder. So I see these coming back out, after I've been doing that. But, and they actually kind of made things a little bit more solid, but not much. This time it didn't really do it that much, except for on one day, I guess. So
Hmm.
the first time it was really hard because it just seemed, it's not a laxative, but boy, it sure seemed like it was for me.
Mm.
Like I needed that, you know. But this middle time it was easier to deal with, and I wasn't changing my clothes every day and throwing everything into the sink and water and soaking it, and then because I mean it just gets everywhere. And like I say, nobody talks about that part.
Mhm.
Janet,
So,
wouldn't you say that when you did the medical medium protocol, it kind of cleaned you out previously already, maybe? Gave you kind of like a head start?
plus, remember, I was doing Brooke Goldner's
Oh,
for
right.
6 weeks. I was doing her, and then actually, all of September I was doing the smoothie. And then in October, I hopped on and did the hyperhydration with the 96 ounces of water. And I was wondering if that was, you know, why my intestines were so hydrated and I was losing all that fluid the first few days. I think I, you know, dropped 4 pounds of fluid that first
Wow.
week. So
Have
it's
you
just
noticed it?
interesting.
Have you noticed a difference like in your hair or your nails or anything else?
You know, well, of course, this whole experience, the whole food, switching the food has curled my hair. I used to have straight hair, Louise.
Do you know, I noticed that. Jen, I was thinking that your
Yeah,
hair got really curly.
yeah. So that's been amazing. And I think it's gotten a little bit thicker, you know, since going whole food. So that's over the last going on 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was having some sciatica and it's all gone. And I didn't even notice until today. I was like, hey, that sciatica's gone. So it wasn't real bad, you know, I could just feel it when I go walking and if I'd sit at the computer too long, but it's completely gone.
And have you had any blood work done, like to monitor your, you know, your
Yeah.
CRP or any?
Yeah. I always get my blood work done in October and I got that done this year and my D and my B12 were in normal range. Everything was in the normal range, which was really nice, except for my alkalo was it alkyl is it alkaline phosphatase? It's a liver. It's measuring the liver enzymes. That was elevated. And that's been elevated before and I don't know why that does that.
Mm.
But when I'm back on raw food, I'm going to do more sprouted lentils and chickpeas, and I'll get more iron in
Mm-hmm.
to help that if that's what my liver needs. But I mean, even doing what I'm doing is it's hugely detoxifying for the liver. So hopefully it's helping it in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
And actually one of the gals that I was listening to that interviews with Jillian said her iron, which is chronically low, went up and it was a little bit on the high side after her juice fast.
Hmm.
So it's amazing how this stuff, and she said when she ate meat, her iron was low.
Yeah.
So you know how they always want you to eat meat, but meat is just not the answer.
Mm-mm.
Crazy. Who else? Somebody tell me about you. I mean, we
What's
just had a maid.
what's Karen
What?
making?
What do
I'm
you got, Karen?
making, which I hate to do, I have this big bag of barley and all sorts of tiny lentils, different colors. It's been sitting in my refrigerator for a long time, yelling at me, could you make me already? So while I'm watching, which I do, some, you know, it helps me to make it because I don't want to do all this really. So I've got the lentils. I'll show you the bag. It's right here. Oh, I think, is that Louise? Is it Louise? I think I saw you at the NHA. Is that possible?
It Well, not last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think you were sitting in front of me several rows.
Wow, you have a fantastic memory.
Well, anyway, see this? Can you see the different colors here?
Mhm.
And there's barley, and I know barley is very good for us of the grains. I think Brenda Davis has it at her breakfast mixed with oats or something. So I decided I'm just going to bite the bullet and start making this stuff because I get very lazy and I just have the same beans all the time. It's just, so I
We all
decided,
do, Karen.
yeah. So I put the lentils in 3-to-1 ratio. I didn't use my Instapot because I was afraid that it would leave that debris above on the top of I didn't want to start cleaning that later. So I just put it in the old-fashioned big pot on the stove, 3 cups of water to 1 cup of the lentils. And now I think I'll make the soup. I'll make a soup out of it. And I just Googled barley lentil soup. And then it told me all the things to put in it. The onion, the tomatoes, the carrots, the celery, and then the rosemary, and also oregano and black pepper. So I am going to do that, but sometimes I don't like so much liquid. I like it more like a stew because I'm drinking this soup and I'm not satiated. So I just want to make it into a stew. So I'm using my Cuisinart chopping thing. I started to chop it. Then I started to use that thing AJ used to use where you do it with your own hand. And that wasn't getting fast enough. So I just got this Cuisinart thing. It's very handy, small, out where I'm pulverizing all this stuff. And then I'll just throw it into the soup that's boiling on the stove. And then I'll, if it's not salty enough at a later date, I'll add the aminos or whatever. But I thought I would try to bite the bullet and have different legumes like they say to do, vary it.
Is this just for a regular meal or do you have something special planned for New Year's or?
Oh, well, we're going to pick up a very good vegan Mexican meal from nearby. My daughter, my husband, and I, and just chill. I don't like to go out on New Year's Eve. I love to watch a movie, chill, laugh, have fun, watch the ball drop. And yeah. So anyway, no, this is to make into a soup. To make, if I want it, I'll add more soup, liquid, to this stewy base. Because, and then you could change up the different spices along the way. It just depends what anyone wants, but it's more like the protein or whatever component of a meal. It's like batch cooking and then changing it up if you want. But
Sounds good. I love lentils.
I've had soup in my refrigerator now for a week and a half. I think it's bad, right? A week and a half in that ball jar.
Smell it.
Yeah.
Smell
And
it
I
and taste
didn't
it.
like the taste after I did it. Sometimes I make good soups, cabbage, celery, garlic, onion, various sundry things, and cauliflower, the rice. But this time when I added tomato to it, it just didn't hit the spot. So I'm thinking of giving it to my husband. He'll eat anything because I don't want to waste anything, or just throwing the whole darn thing out. Because once you don't like something, you don't want to eat it again, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Happens to me. Hey, Judy. And Mona too. Wherever
no,
Louise is,
I
Judy's
was going
follows.
to tell you, Janet, that I kind of like those peppers now.
I know. You mean the habaneros?
Yes, they're very addicting.
Me too. Yes, I'm hooked. Are you doing a whole one yet?
Oh yeah, easily.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I do almost a whole one over the 3 quarts that I drink. But to drink or to have a whole one with each quart would be
I
looking
do a
for
whole
trouble.
one in a pint.
Wow, you are such a woman.
I love heat.
You're going to burn
Yeah.
a hole in your stomach, Mona.
Oh, yeah, that lemon ginger blast. Were you here when I was saying I like to put garlic in mine, Mona?
Yeah, yeah. I love
really-
garlic. I should have tried that.
Oh, yeah. Judy, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I made a great uh juice tonight. It's delicious.
Delish. Looks good.
Yeah.
I might go back on mute. I just came in from a long drive. And
Oh,
so I
where'd
thought
you
I'd
go?
say hi. And I heard Louise was on. So I thought I'd say hi to Louise because
She's here. She's gonna come talk with us in sometime next year.
that'd be awesome.
Well, now I'm
How
on
are
your
you?
coast. I'm on your coast now. So
How are you?
Yeah.
How's everybody? How are you, Janet?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm 28 days in on a juice fast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Judy, it turned her hair curly and it's clearing up her skin condition.
The fast didn't, the whole going whole food turned me curly, but yeah, I used to have really straight hair, Judy, with a
Wow.
little bit of a wave in it, but now it's wild.
Wow. Cool. You
I
look
had to
great.
learn how. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Yes, and to you too.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to I'm gonna block myself and I'm just gonna listen because I got some unpacking to do.
Mhm.
Hope to join you guys again.
Good to see ya.
Okay, thanks.
How about you, Tracy Lynn? What's going on for you for New Year's?
Well, it's New Year's Eve now. We've already been and done a big long walk on the coast, and then it's really warm. It's a really warm day, so my sister might come over and we might just sit by the pool and have a swim. And then we're going to go back down the coast in the evening tonight, and there's a few places that you can buy something to eat, but I'll probably take a salad. And then the others would probably just have fish and chips and watch the sun go down for the end of the year. Yeah. But I'm
That's very
interested
nice.
in I'm thinking that I might start the year off raw, and I was thinking with the chickpeas and lentils. So the chickpeas you could sprout, and once they're sprouted, you can eat them. They taste okay. Yeah.
Yep. In fact,
Okay.
what Lissa does is she soaks them for 48 hours
Yep.
and then rinses and drains them for another one more day, and then they're ready.
Okay.
And then she sticks them in the freezer in measurements, like in half cup or cup measurements, and that will change their consistency. It softens them up. And
Okay.
then she'll make chickpea salad dressing out of them, and
Yeah.
not salad dressing, but like a chickpea hummus, and she does all kinds
Okay.
of things with them, and I really like them. I guess you'll have to see. And then the lentils, when you
Yeah.
sprout the lentils or the mung beans, they're ready in a day or two. As soon as they start to
Yeah.
sprout tails, they're good enough
Yeah.
to eat.
So soak the chickpeas for 2 days and then rinse them and soak them for another day, did you say?
For
Yeah.
one more, yeah,
Okay. And
and
then
they're really
freeze
good.
them. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to try
And
them.
what I do is I make a bunch of those and a bunch of the lentils and the mung beans, and I just freeze them in little baggies of quarter cup or half cup measures. And
Yeah.
and then I just take them out on the day I'm going to eat them, and with the lentils and the mung beans, you just throw them into the salad like sprouts.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have her
Yeah.
chickpea recipe? You want me to send it to you?
I do have, no, I've got one of her books with the one she did
Oh,
with Chef Age. I've got the bundle from earlier this year, but I haven't been
uh-huh.
through everything. And I still I haven't bought a dehydrator. So that's probably what I need to do as well. And then I can make the wraps and everything. But yeah, I mean, I'd
But
love
you
to
don't
have
need a
the,
dehydrator for the chickpeas for the
no,
sprouting.
but
Yeah.
I would like to try the wraps and that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought I'm going to continue with the green smoothies because I've been enjoying the Brooke Goldener's green smoothies and the big salad, and I think having avocado, that's been really good. But I just thought I just want to add a few more things like some chickpeas and that. So it'd be good to have them raw rather than go back onto
Yeah.
cooked. Yeah.
Sounds
So
good. Yeah.
I thought I'd do that for the new year and see how I go with that. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I've got tons of raw recipes if you want any ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. I must look into that raw bundle more. Yeah.
Yeah.
and pull off. There's quite a few books I still have to pull off, so I need to get myself a new laptop and do that before February. I better
Ah.
get going. Better get onto it.
It's gonna be here before we know it.
I know.
Crazy
Yeah.
how fast it goes.
Yeah.
How
And you're
about you,
gonna
Lisa?
stay-
What are you doing? Oh,
No, I was just going to ask if you're going to stay raw into the new year.
oh yeah. I just love being raw. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Lisa?
Well, it's funny, Tracy mentioned the wraps is I borrowed a dehydrator from a friend of mine, so I'm actually planning on making the wraps tomorrow. So I'm excited
what
because
you're gonna-
I've heard nothing but good things about them. So
I love them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to freeze one because I decided to do this fast. So I
Do
just
they
rolled
freeze
it up
okay?
and I'm gonna find out.
Okay.
I won't eat it until I've got to do a refeed. So if I fast for 40 days, I got to do a 20-day refeed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
How do you
How
do
does
the
this work?
refeed?
There's a protocol. And so like the first week you keep juicing, but you eat your fruit instead of juice it. So I'll do the 3 green drinks. And then the next week you start having some leafy greens. So you start introducing a little bit more fiber. And I haven't looked far enough ahead to the 3rd week to know, but you just gradually bring stuff back in. So that's my plan. We'll see. But I think, a lot of people, they'll do the fast on YouTube, but they don't do the refeed. But so I'm planning on staying right in there and showing you what I do for the refeed. I think that's just as important, really.
Yeah.
So, and that's going to be the challenge, when I start eating again. Now I'm just used to not, I just drink. But when you start introducing food, it'll be interesting to see what the body and the mind do.
I know Dr. Goldhammer is very big on that refeeding. It's very important.
People can die if they do
Yeah.
it incorrectly. Yeah.
Mm.
What about you, Louise? What are you doing for New Year's?
I will be at my daughter and her fiance's house. I got an invite since I live about 5 minutes from them now. So I'm supposed to bring a vegan dish, potluck, and go from there.
Louise, are you?
So you're in Ballard?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
East- what coast are you on?
Oh, I moved to Seattle.
She's with me.
I'm in Ballard. It's northwest, yeah.
And your daughter is?
She's also in Ballard.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, well, she's about
And it's an
7.
easy ride for me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I already checked out the library here. I could do classes. So I was at
Which one?
Which class or which library?
Which library is Seattle Public?
The Ballard Library.
Oh, okay.
Right in
Yeah.
Ballard. They have a nice room. I could cook in it. I got in yesterday. I flew in yesterday. I went and checked the library out today. Mostly
That's
to
where I
get
do my potlucks in Silverdale.
Yeah, that's what that's what I'll be doing. So yeah, I'm excited
so cool.
to be here.
I'm excited to have you. It'll be fun to meet.
And my daughter's getting married in Poolsbo, so we'll be in your neighborhood.
Yeah. My twin got married at Sandy Hook at the lodge there.
Kiana Large. You have a twin?
Yeah. He's 8 minutes younger and they live in Wenatchee and he has Alzheimer's, but
Ugh,
he and Julie got married in the lodge 37 years ago.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Mona? What are you doing for New Year's?
Nothing really, just gonna have some black-eyed peas and greens.
Oh, yes, the black eyed peas. Very
Mhm.
good. You having them with anybody or?
Nope. Mm-mm.
Ah. Connie, did you come to tell us what you're doing?
It'll be some cooked black beans and red beans in some kind of a stew, probably with butternut squash.
Yum.
A lot of greens, a lot of greens.
I want to come to all of your houses tomorrow.
Yeah, well, this is a great way to have butternut squash. This is
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
yeah, I'll be doing this some more. And I've got some pumpkins from the garden. I'm gonna try the pumpkin too.
Okay.
So you know, I thought I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Maybe I'll put some kale or spinach in there too, just to add some greens.
When you finish this call, Janet, if you and I could stay on just a moment, I wanted to ask you something personal.
Sure. Sure, you bet.
Yes.
How about you, Judy? What are you doing?
We are going to be down in Atlanta. We're driving down to Atlanta tomorrow. Go see my grandbaby. So
You just got home.
I know. Well, I had a funeral today in New York.
Oh, oh my
So
God.
anyway, you probably already said it, but what juicer do you use, Janet?
The Nama J2.
Oh yeah. And also I wanted to ask, like, I don't know if you'd mentioned it at all or how your sister is.
She's doing great.
Good. Oh, good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, they
Good.
wanted to put her on a drug for the rest of her life. And she took it for a little bit and then she said, forget it. It had really bad long-term effects, heart problems and everything. And she decided, you know, I've done the chemo, I've done the radiation. I feel great.
Right. Great.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going back off.
Okay. We can all go off really, unless anybody have anything else?
Well,
Well, I
wait,
just,
Janet, you really saved her because I think it was you that influenced her to eat like this. Seriously, you saved
Well,
her life. You saved her life.
I mean, I don't know if I saved her life, but I definitely she had no side effects through the chemo or the radiation. And I totally think it was because of her diet, because she got off alcohol, she got off coffee, she got off animals. You know, she was not behaving at all. So that was pretty cool.
By the way, just for your own edification, I did soak those lentils overnight
Oh,
because I really know that we should be soaking these things, honestly, because of the, the phytates, etc. I know better. When
yeah.
you know better, you got to do better. And
Yeah, not a bad idea.
then if you want to spend more money, you could buy online from Amazon sprouted things, sprouted legumes and things. So it's kind of done for you in a way. I don't know if that's superior, but it's another step,
Yeah, I mean, geez, why not just soak them overnight? They sprout them yourself.
Yes.
It's a great idea. What, Tracy?
No, I was going to ask, do you think that the fact that you shaved your hair and then it grew back, do you think that might have been when it grew back curly? Do you think that may have
Well, I mean, that is when
influenced?
it grew back curly, but
Yeah.
I had been keeping the hair really short, so it might have been curly for a while, and I just didn't know it
Oh, okay.
because I
Yeah.
never grew it out.